So excited to be here. As Sasha shared, Jody and I are going to be leaning into a conversation around how to bring customer experience and product together so that as you're thinking about how you best serve your customers, whether it's within an institution, an education institution, it's a company, you're on a supply or a technology side, doesn't matter. How do you come together to create harmony that actually best addresses what customers need? So with no further ado, I'll introduce myself and Jody, and then we'll get this going. So I am the Chief Academic Officer at a company called Instructure. You may or may not be familiar with us. You may be familiar with Canvas. It's an education or a learning management system. And I've been working in a number of different roles in the company for many years now, largely focused on customer experience. So I've come at this conversation primarily from leading customer success teams and leading customer experience teams at various stages of growth within our organization. I also had a small period of time where I was in our product organization leading some of our product initiatives as well. But I'm joined by Jody Saylor, and I'm going to have her introduce herself in just a second. We've been long colleagues at Instructure, and she has sort of a very complementary view into this world, which is why I thought it'd be great for us to team up. So Jody, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Melissa, and thanks for having me join you for this session to talk about something we're both so passionate about. My experience mirrors a lot of Melissa's, but with more time and attention on the product side specifically. So I have been at Instructure also for many years, nearly a decade, and spent some time in the customer experience world and moved to product shortly after, and then spent most of my time here in product or strategy, really leading what we need to build and how we're working also with our customer success team to ensure that we're getting the experience for our users that we need, more from that product lens.
Great. Thank you so much, Jody. And what you'll hear from our conversation today is a focus on understanding both the difference and the similarities between the kinds of signals or information you get from a customer experience organization and a product organization within the same company or institution. And then we'll help you think about how to use those signals or that feedback and how to then turn it into metrics and outcomes that the two teams can come together and truly share and drive towards customer success. And then finally, we'll wrap up with some practical ways to ensure this alignment with your customer experience and your product teams so that you can create a really positive impact on your customers and grow either their adoption of the technologies they may be using or even of the technologies that you're offering. So we're going to jump right in. And as Sasha mentioned at the beginning, our plan for the next few minutes is to share some high-level approaches. Then we're going to have you in chat start to share and apply what we've talked about. And then we're going to come back around and not only synthesize what we see in the chat, but then also share some of those practical ways or next steps in thinking about how to create true alignment. And then there'll be plenty of time for Q&A at the end. So definitely hold those general questions for the very end of the presentation. Okay, so let's get into this. Really, the core challenge or the problem that so often customer experience and product teams have, and sometimes they live in the same partner organization, sometimes they're different teams altogether. It really just depends. But one of the key challenges that many face, and you could be you could be in an education organization, you could be in a company that serves education, you could be in a company completely separate from the education space, doesn't matter. But one of the biggest challenges is there's feedback and all parts of the organization are getting feedback. But often that feedback is not either interpreted the same way or even understood in the same way. And even worse, a lot of times it's not shared across the teams. And it can create a division among the teams, or it can create a really sort of fragmented customer experience because all of those signals aren't coming together. I can't reiterate enough, and in Jody and I's experience, there's tons of feedback. It's not that you don't know where or how to get the feedback, although that can be a key part of your overall strategy to address this challenge. What it's really about is taking that feedback and knowing how to use that feedback in short, medium, and long term without actually slowing the work down that the teams are doing.